scarcity situation, the petrol scarcity situation, and the fact that NNPC is blaming distribution challenges as independent marketers are now selling for as high as 950 naira per litre. The second focal point is as regards the importation of grain and the challenges or the difficulties that the lies ahead. Those are the two stories that we're looking at this morning. My name still remains Omobola Sandra, and I also have Fuhad Sahit would also share his own thoughts or his own views as regards the report that we're going to be looking through this morning. So let's see what we have here. The first is as regards why grain import won't happen soon, or why grain importation won't happen soon. That's the major headline on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper rather. And so what the report is giving us here now is that there may be delay in the implementation of the zero tariff grains importation policy of the federal government, as revelations have come in that the Nigeria Customs Service is yet to receive a comprehensive list of the firms that are to be selected for participation in the intervention program. And also, it has been revealed that the federal government is still working to fine-tune policy guidelines to address gaps in the earlier document. For instance, last week, the document release contained details of those qualified to participate in the importation of rice and the type of rice to be imported, which is the husk rice that's as harvested from the farm before milling, yet to be milled, just as it is harvested from the farm. Part of the guidelines that was put out as regards that is that you need to have 100-ton production milling, 100-ton milling capacity for you to be allowed to import husk rice, or no, for you to gain access to the intervention of zero tariff on grains importation. And then you now have, on one hand, you have the Rice Millers Association of Nigeria saying that the majority of those who actually supply Nigeria with with rice, let me just put it that way, the majority of those who actually supply Nigeria with rice are the small scale people, that's the small scale farmers. And it's unfortunate that if we go with this 100-ton milling capacity, 80% of them would be ruled out or will be discriminated against. The small, medium, and modular rice millers who do not really have this milling capacity that is part of the guideline. So, what do you say about the state? What do you have to say as regards what the stakeholders are saying as regards this particular policy? A lot of the rice farmers, rice millers association are saying quite a lot. They said, well, since they said it is a short-term measure, they are okay with it as long as it doesn't interfere or pose any difficulties for farmers, that's local farmers in the country. But then you also have some other people who are of the opinion, for example, Dr. Muda Yusuf, who is of the opinion that the conditions will meet two major things, which is the first is that there will be no abuse when it comes to if you leave it completely open, because all manner of people will come into the space and the whole thing may be abused. The second point is that the fact that the government also desires to give some protection and preference to those that have already invested in the sector, not just somebody who has never invested in rice mill or rice farms and want to start importing parboiled rice. So this group of people do not have much stake in the sector, as it were. So those are the conditions those are the two purposes that he believes the guidelines set out by NCS would serve. Those two conditions, the fact that there will be no abuse and it will focus on those that have already invested in the sector. But then that's countering what the rice millers are saying. The Rice Millers Association are saying that majority of those who actually feed the nation are the small and medium and modular rice millers. So if you are coming with a guideline or a limited capacity of 100 tons, then you're going to be cutting out majority of the rice millers that we have in the country. All right, so let's have a conversation around that. What do you have to say as regards what stakeholders are saying on this particular policy, and what do you have to say about the guidelines attached to this presidential directive, the conditions that's coming with it? Some people of the opinion that with the conditions coming up, they are destroying an already complex situation. You're just making it complex. You're just making it even more difficult for people. So the government should sit down and articulate what they're trying to do and then work towards it. That's the first focal point. The second is scarcity. When and how can we get out of the perennial fuel scarcity situation? The NNPCL being the sole importer of petrol has said that, oh, we're having distribution challenges, or people are doing panic buying at this time now, and all of that. But then how can we actually totally now get out of this? For almost 3 weeks now, people have been having to queue at the filling stations, and now we have a situation where it's now posing traffic issues, especially for Lagosians, that last mile now has to come into play, because a lot of people are parked on the road trying to get access to a filling station to purchase fuel. So what do you also have to say about the explanations of NNPCL at this time for the fuel scarcity? Let's have a conversation around this. Those are the two focal points. We'll start with Said Fuad.
Well, Sandra, again on this import duty waivers for grain and some food items, it's not looking like when presidential directives are given, it's just to make the headline. Because when it gets to implementation stage, you just keep speaking grammar. It's just grammar from grammar. There's a directive now to give Dangote crude and sell it in Naira. That directive has been fixed, given back to a committee who will now see to see how that can be implemented. As we speak, the directive is almost about 2 months now. Nothing serious has been done in that regard. There was also this directive that, look, pharmaceuticals, importation of pharmaceutical products will also be given some form of import duty waiver. I don't know whether we have been able to activate that. As far as I know, a lot of pharmaceutical companies are still waiting on the government to implement that directive. Now we have this directive again on waivers for food, grains, and what have you. And now this has come with stringent conditions. The report is saying that, look, the thing is still being fine-tuned. And in the midst of all of the back and forth, the speaking of grammar, the 괜ᴜ that we're putting here, Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are suffering. Families are going through a lot. People are losing their jobs. We're talking about a desperate situation that requires a desperate measure. That's why I'm faulting what Dr. Mgsmåɪᴜᴜ is saying. As all manners of people will come in, all manner of things is subject to abuse. Again, when we say these statements, let's understand what has given birth to the policy in the first place, the directive in the first place. If everything was okay, there would not have been any need for us to go into these kinds of special arrangements. We've been able to do it. And that's why we're in this desperate situation that has required that the president say, look, let's bring in food temporarily. It's going to run for 6 months. You cannot have a desperate policy that is supposed to run for 6 months to at least temporarily solve people's problem, and then you come up with all manner of conditions and stringent conditions that, look, at the end of the day, we'll be in this cycle of talk and talk and talk. 6 months to pass, nothing will get done. Will be done. And Nigerians will continue to suffer. These are very simple things, really. Oh, you must have a milling plant, and even if you have a milling plant, you must have a capacity of 100 tons. Before you even benefit from this. And those are the guys who are not going to gouge the whole thing. They are going to hold Nigerians by the jugular, and it's not going to be free from any form of interplay when it comes to market forces. But again, like I said, I hope we are not in a situation where presidential directives are just there to make headlines. Headliners, excite Nigeria. Oh, something is supposed to be done. And at the end of the day, nothing gets done. And for the NNPC, I'm not disappointed. I've told you that the only thing I expect from them is to announce to Nigerians ahead of time when the next fuel scarcity will happen. I know that they will always have ready-made excuses for failure. Ready-made excuses for putting Nigerians through needless suffering, avoidable suffering. They have the template. I think they have a book. They just open it. Which page should we open? But it's unbelievable, Sandra. These guys cannot just get anything done. They can't fix our refineries. They can't supply crude. They can't produce enough crude. Accountability is zero. And they are not even accountable. They are not truthful. It's panic buying next tomorrow. There's always an excuse. There's always a waiting excuse from these guys, to begin to justify why they are putting Nigerians through needless suffering. When is this going to end? Who is going to save us, Sandra?
All right.
Where will you say you come from?
Thank you very much, Fuad, for sharing your thoughts. We can open the phone line at this point now. Let's have a conversation. This is Mila 98.3 FM. The focal point we're looking at is the fuel scarcity situation and also the prospective food scarcity or the projected food scarcity situation at this time now. So the grain importation or the zero tariff, the zero tariff importation on grains. What are your thoughts and as with the guidelines that are also attached to it, especially with what's going on now? Let's have a conversation around it. For those who will be calling in, the number to call is 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call. For text messages and WhatsApp messages, it's 0913 6000 430. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section as well, as the show progresses would read them. We have just 2 minutes. That's for those who are calling in. So please let's stick within the 2 minutes timeline so we can have as many contributions as possible. Time check is 8:54 a.m. and this is Mainland 98.3 FM. All right. So don't forget. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Omobola Sandra, educated speaking from Slovenia.
All right.
Yeah, I used to wonder that what is it about Jagaban's 3 months, 6 months policy. I don't really understand. But,
can you speak louder? We can barely hear you.
Okay. I said I have been wondering, what is it about Jagaban's policy? 3 months, 6 months. I don't really understand the brain behind that. Anyway, the food issue. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The food issue. We just give Jagaban time. I think he has some things in his hand that he's working on. Very soon we are going to. What I know that I think is focusing on infrastructure, a lot of infrastructure. And infrastructure brings, there is a good infrastructure brings economic boom. So let's just give him a chance. The Southeast Development Commission, the routes like Lagos, Calabar, Sokoto, Badagry, all of that. I think we should just give him time. He's going to, if he doesn't do it, there's no one that can do it, because he has the power, he has the money, he has the commission, he has everything. If he cannot repair Nigeria, I don't think anybody can. So you should just continue to pray for him.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. That is Mainland FM.
Yes, correct.
Yes. My name is Ayodele. I'm calling from Akutu.
All right, Mr. Ayodele, please go on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, briefly. You see what Fᴏᴜ just said now. He said, what is the solution to some of these problems? Always giving excuses for their failures. You have always said something, and I want to repeat it here, that the only solution, to me, that is me personally, the only solution is that Jagaban, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, should vacate Aso Rock and rule this country elsewhere. He might be it at his own private residence in Abuja. He can do it anywhere. If he stays in Aso Rock and rule, he will never achieve anything.
What do you think?
That is what I have to say. Well, because I said this is Africa. Aso Rock is enchanted. That place is enchanted. Nobody rules from Aso Rock and rule well. Nobody does that. Right from the beginning, up to now, we have several presidents. Have they achieved anything this far? No. The reason is because there's something there. Everybody is spiritual. You might not take it from me, but that is every physical thing happens through some spiritual realm. I have to say it. And I repeat, I've said this even before he became the president. I've been saying this severally, that whoever rules from Aso Rock will never rule well. That is my submission. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your submission. I appreciate it. That's another angle to it. Spirituality, role of culture, traditions, and all of that. Well, that's another angle to it. A very fresh one at that. 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call. Join the conversation this morning as regards the focal point that we're looking at from the front page of Vanguard newspaper. Don't forget that we are live on Facebook. Mainland 98.3 FM. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section and read them as the show progresses. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mayor from Ikotegbe.
Mayor
Mayor from Ikotegbe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, please go on.
Please, the 20 senator that was kidnapped for this now. I'm not being found. All what I'm hearing is condemn all the way to Kenya and kidnap him back to Nigeria. But
it was extradited. But please, Mr. Mayor, that's not even on the focus this morning. I thought you wanted to, share your sympathy as regards what happened to those students. A very unfortunate one. Yes, that we have actually on from unfortunate situation or message. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate. Number to call is 0913 6000 410. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Hello?
Hello? Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay. I tend to even, look for ways to listen to Nigeria. Because most of these things we are talking, to me, it looks like the president is not even hearing. Sandra, we talk every day, it's like we don't have any response. You understand? The issue of this for 6 months is an emergency issue to solve the situation, to cushion the pains of Nigeria. I mean, somebody is like the custom. A lot of things are not giving a kind of stringent condition. Look, it's like, to me, it's like our president is not on ground. I don't know. Like somebody that came now, is that why maybe the president should move away from Mᴏᴜ? Information ministers or whatever, let them carry the information of the people to him. You understand? So the thing is getting too much. You understand? We have look like Fᴜᴜ analyze. Dangote is there. You are frustrating him. You now import further project. He move out from Mᴏᴜ to come to Lagos or to stay in Dodan Barrack so that he will know what is happening with our people. So we are praying for him. We are peace our country. We want to have a good living, a good life. You understand? We want our country to be like America. We don't want. You see, look, life is everybody come to me. It's one side. We want a Nigeria. Somebody cannot be telling me this is how Nigeria is about 4 decades ago.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Madam Sandra. Good morning. Oga Fuad, good morning. I greet you. In fact, I appreciate you. I listened very carefully yesterday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and I got everything right. In fact, this country is only God that can save us. When I was going to church yesterday, there is a filling station close to your station at Bagada Express Road. And there was queue from that Bagada far to your office down to Ikorodu Road. Queue. Because people want to buy on Sunday, queue from Bagada down to Ikorodu Road. When I saw it, I told my wife, I said, see what is going on in Nigeria. This is what is going on in Nigeria. The fuel that we are producing, that we have in our country, we cannot have it to buy. Number one, they told us they are going to fix refinery. They refused to do it. Number two, they were fixing price for Dangote. When Dangote has not fixed price for himself, they say it is 600 naira. Dangote came out to deny it. Number three, these NNPC people, they told us that even if our refinery work, the price will not even come down. That means they know what they are doing. They are only feeding on is working. They are promising us hope till people die. Let me tell you this, madam. The first day that we started protest in this country, August 1st, electricity, they sent to my phone that I've been moved from band B to band A. That same day that we start protest, that means they are not ready to do anything for us. Gas is sold 1,400 naira, cooking gas for people to eat. Then what are we going to have from this government? 2 years is running now.
All right.
Oh, it's only God that can save us. Thank you for the work you are doing. God save Nigeria. Julius is my name from Shomolu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Julius. I appreciate your contribution this morning. 5 minutes past 9, and this is Mainland 98.3 FM. It's Mainland Focus, and we're currently looking at NNPC blames distribution challenges as independent marketers are selling fuel at 950 naira per litre, and we have a black market that is thriving at this time now, selling as high as 1,500 naira per litre. So what do you make of this particular situation, and what exactly is the way out out of this perennial fuel problem that we are always having in this country. And also the grain importation conversation. Those are the focal points on the table this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Sunday from Kenya. Can you hear me?
You're welcome, Mr. Sunday. I can hear you.
What I want to say is that I just want to advise my colleagues, Nigerians. You see, everybody should go back to whatever you can do with your hands. Don't expect anything from the government. It has been so. It has never changed, and it will never change. The system already, they know how it was from the beginning, and there is nobody that will come and change it. We have people who will do this, but to what I can see, they will never fix Nigeria. It's either there should be another new generation. I'm sorry, I'm telling you people, everybody should go and look for what to do to help yourself. You shouldn't expect anything from the government in Nigeria as far as the whole people are there. You know what? Thank you this morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sunday. Well, we can't lose hope, can we? If we lose hope, then there's nothing left for the average Nigerian. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Kiki.
Good morning, Mr. Samuel. Please go ahead.
Yes. Concerning it's really that program is being politicized, and there are a lot of controversies around that policy that is meant for 6 months and is yet to commence now. And there are a lot of controversy around it. Concerning the issue of petroleum, President Tinubu is the president and commander-in-chief of Nigeria. At the same time, he is the Minister of Petroleum. There is this saying in Yoruba language, this hashtag that money bad money, total bad money, ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ní pé òun tó money tó yẹn. So I begin to wonder when people begin to exonerate Mr. President, and I could see Kyari, I could see NNPC, and everything is in the hand of Mr. President as Commander-in-Chief and as the Minister of Petroleum. Yet I used to conclude my contribution that we have entered one chance. If there are a lot of controversies around the issue of petroleum in Nigeria, a lot of controversies around program that is meant to run for 6 months. Well, look at the person at the center of waiting. Are there no controversies around this certificate? Are there no controversies around this age? Are there no controversies around this state of origin? Nigeria is going nowhere. We have transactional leaders, not transformational leaders. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Transactional leader against transformative leader taken from Kokoredi and Mr. Fuad. What he said is that if the person that is flogging you, or if the person that is supposed to save you from the person that is flogging you is not doing anything and just watching the person that is flogging you flog you, then the person is also complicit as well. And that's, putting it against the context of the president should not be exonerated, and we shouldn't focus or put all the blame on Mele Kyari, the GCEO of NNPCL. That's what, that's as regards that. 0913 what is happening with the oil industry is worse than a cankerworm. It's like a court arrangement between the people in power and the oil managers. Where else in the world would this type of stories be told front and back about with the rot getting terrible? Yet we have the time to listen. The president is failing just as Buhari failed as the petroleum minister. It's a promise kept, and he knows that nothing was done to Buhari, so it will be with him no matter how woeful the performance may be. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Simple. A sorry case for Nigerians, as it appears our way to El Dorado is not in sight. And that's Steve from Ijaniki sharing that one. I also have Michael from Alimosho. He's saying good morning. There is even a black market inside black market. There's this practice of the black market sellers seizing the air inside the 5-liter keg, men looking at it to look full in a way that when the unsuspecting customer buys it and opens it, the air will escape and the real quantity will be seen. People should open the keg before paying. And that's Michael from Alimosho. That's a brand new one that I'm here or that I'm seeing or reading for the first time. But thank you for that update, Michael from Alimosho. I also have Chuks from Ikorodu. The Rice Millers Association and the government cannot continue to neglect the high cost of food in Nigeria. The goal of the government now should be to open the borders and let capable individuals bring in food. The rice producers in Nigeria have been given time to produce enough rice, but they have been unable to meet the target. Chuks from Ikorodu sharing that one. I also have here Temitope Onotoye from Ijagemo community. Let's call a spade a spade. Believe it or leave it, the directions the present administration of President Tinubu is taking the country to will not achieve anything meaningful if it continues. How can Nigerians be shouting to the ear of the president that they are hungry and will still be coming up with stiff policies and directives which have been placed on importation of grains, especially rice? My advice is that the government should act fast before situation gets out of hand. Finally, why is it that the more assurance given by Mele Kyari that Port Harcourt refinery will begin to refine crude before the end of August, the more Nigerians continue to experience scarcity of fuel, which private marketers are now selling between 950 and 1,000 naira in my area, and all NNPC will continue saying that there's enough commodity? Who is fooling who? Nigeria have never been put under this terrible situation, and that's got Temitope Onotoye to international community since our justice system is corrupt. The issue of Senate President and the Speaker's spendings. Okay, that's all right. Thank you very much for that one. I also have Alhaji Remi Olisa from Palm Avenue, Mushi. Good morning. Why are we like this? The president gave directives to ease food crisis in the country, and the Nigeria customs are coming out with stringent and unreasonable conditions. Please, let the president should invoke an instant order now, not directives, to overrule customs and make things happen without delay. Alhaji Remi Olisa, I'm a little bit curious. You think maybe the NCS gave these directives without? Oh, Damlola.
My name is Damlola.
Oh, you happy New Year?
I'm talking to you now. As I was going to work, I saw a queue for fuel. They were attacked. We are on the queue, sir.
You are on the queue right now?
To buy fuel.
What area is that?
Around the Jᴏɪṛ road.
Wow.
I just try to park there and the truth is we can't just continue like this. Actually, I think on Saturday I bought for 900 naira. Yeah. And if I continue like that, I will not make money. You understand? That will not be abortion in Jesus' name. So, but we can't just continue like this, and that's the truth. So now, the government will give the directive and it's going to follow. Sell crude to Dangote. In there, why has it not been done? Port Harcourt refinery has turned to a Biku that was written by JP Clark. Born and died. You understand? Like, there's no specific date for you to come up. So it's like they deliberately will raise our hopes in the name of politicking. So when that time comes, they want to be like they have a prepared speech to give because they even know the refinery is not coming up at that time. I would love to hear from this guy, this John from BI. I've forgotten his name. I would even want to, that guy I'm talking about. I really tackle forward. I wish he can just call and I want to hear him because he said that Shiwaju would do this, would do that, and then we've taken our subsidy and we still struggle to get the commodity. So I don't know. So just now you think NNPC is the only one bringing petrol into Nigeria? Did you not hear about the Matrix guy, the owner of Matrix Petroleum, that was told also import oil and bring from Malta and things like that? How long shall we continue like this? Nobody even knows the landing cost. Nobody even knows how much anybody is selling. So most of these private independent marketers, they are free to sell at any rate. You've forgotten days of big people are where they will go around to ensure compliance as regards how much is meant to be sold. So now we are not making it free for all. Where people now take advantage. Then for the rice millers, see, sincerely, you asked the question, will the custom actually act on their own? What if this is it? Tell them what they want to hear and behind the scene, preach this way. What if that is what is obtainable? The truth is, even the rice millers, it's only in Nigeria local production will be much more expensive than imported production. So tell me why would people want to go for the imported stuff? I think in my own view, If the government would say A, I think it should be A, and every organ of the government should be A. Whoever is not obeying should be sacked, and if that person is not being sacked, then the government knows about it. Thank you very much, and have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, Damlala. Appreciate your contribution this morning. According to the Yoruba adage.
Good morning to you.
Oh, good morning, Don Peters. How is business?
Yes, I'm good. We are doing great. my line is class, right? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Sandra, you got the gist this morning. Number one, scarcity of fuel. Number two, scarcity of food. Number three, somebody is telling me there is a scarcity of good governance in our South. Can you imagine the trajectory? Instead of us to call it pay, people are right now blaming the answer that is the cause of our problem. Sandra, I once told you something on this platform. People don't know that the man they have been following for the past 30 years in the name of his chief strategy, and he did that he's just an overhyped man. He has absolutely nothing to offer. And I cannot to be corrected on this. I'm being very honest. Is it not in the same answer that Obasanjo governed from? Good luck governed from there. Abacha governed from there. Abdul Salami governed from there. Keneko and the rest of others. Is it not from the same place? And now they are not blaming us that is the cause of our problem. The scarcity of good leadership in our sorrow is just a very unfortunate. Listen, Nigeria, just as Damlala said, we can't continue this way. Honestly speaking, this morning I left my place in Westpark. I don't have fuel in my tank. I have to move all the way down to Charity. Here in Oshodi, that is where I was able to get a black market from my car. As you can imagine, we can't continue this way, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your contribution. And that is Don Peters sharing his own thoughts as regards whatever it is that we're going through in this country at this time. Let's take some messages from Facebook. We have quite a number of them here. Yes, we are still live on Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM. I have here APC. Patrick Obiazo is saying APC government magic and Nigerian citizens die. Lament about hunger and they offer a few bags of rice as solution. And their propagandists and apologists will buy over the media space to celebrate it as achievement for weeks. Lament about high cost of transportation and they will buy 10 CNG buses for traveling Nigerians, and the photo shows and celebration will go on for weeks. Complain about high exchange rate and they will grab dollars from their reserves, sell to favored BDCs to force down the rate for 2 days, and their paid will cover the media space to beat the drums of achievement for a month. Complain about fuel scarcity and NNPC will be directed to cover the airspace to give Nigerians countless excuses about the cause of the problems, while there will be all over the blogs asking Nigerians to be patient because Tinubu is getting it right. Then complain about the ineptitude and mismanagement by the government and their paid propagandists, foreign and local, will quickly occupy every available media platforms to tell Nigerians goes on and on while they are moved. Sandra and distinguished Fᴜᴜ, I greet you fundamentally. Mr. Fᴜᴜ, 2 weeks ago, Naira. I turned back, did as if I was doing some calculations and stylishly left. After all, it was just 5 liters that I wanted to get for my big gen, not those small Tiger gen. Otherwise, I could have even managed to get 2 liters if I had a small gen. But Mobil was selling for 618 that day. 2 days after, Mobil's price jumped from 780 to 618. What is happening, Mr. Fᴜᴜ? And how are black marketers getting fuel easily and selling it even in the front of petrol stations when Nigerians queue to even buy it at exorbitant price or without getting fuel at all? Mr. Fᴜᴜ, should those petrol station owners not be charged with economic sabotage for supplying black marketers with fuel? James Ogbuna from Oshodi asking a very, very vital question here. I'm also curious. I'm curious as well. Well, we have here, good morning, mainland crew. I really appreciate your efforts into making us know what's going on in our dear country. You're welcome. This is Abiodun Harry, still on Facebook. My opinion is, just as Mr. Fᴜᴜ has said right earlier, we all should just get to survive on our own. The government owe none of us any solution, and that is what it seems right about now. I'm becoming so very pessimistic about their so-called renewed hope. Abdul Fatai from Isheri sharing his own there. Still on Facebook, I have here Tochukwuti Adele is saying, let me warn that President Tinubu is at it again to do bazaar. In the capacity as rather, import waiver will only cause monopoly, especially considering the contribution that the waiver will be limited to only those that have already invested in the business. Ports Authority. Even the police are paid money for clearing. Importers pay more clearing charges than import duties on a single Form M or Form A. It is clearing charges that should be tinkered with more than import duties, which is priced based and not based on capacity of goods occupied in a 40 feet high container, for example. Tochukwuti Adele from Abanikoro making some salient points there. All right, let's go back to the phone line. 0913-6000-410. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra. This is Mr. James calling from Agbado Junction.
You're welcome.
Just like Fouad and Daniela said, they know how to come out to the public and some those laws with all these figure quoted speech, and Nigeria will go back to their various homes and say, yeah, things will get better, hope will be renewed. Now everything is all about politics. Imagine now we are talking about the urgent measure, which we get the hunger in the land. If you want to grant this import waiver and all of that. Now see the student measure that have been brought on it. At the end of the day, tell me how would they ordinarily, why can't they open border? Then rice come in, and when rice comes in, the price will drop. People cannot buy it at affordable cost. The same thing Ambrose was asking when they said they will remove waiver from the importation of food and all of that. I mean, why demand be asking that question? See what is happening now. So, and some people were like, why can't President take maybe action against those who are violent? Can't you ask yourself what is one reason that Mary Kyari was retained when he spent years with Buhari and could not even site one refinery after promising Nigeria a number of times that he's going to make refineries to start and work? Now, when Dangote refinery coming on board, it told them really that this thing has been happening, and the president himself knew much about it. That's why he retained Mary Kyari. Now, no, you see now there's no crude for Dangote to refine so that Nigeria can buy it at no more landing cost, no more exportation and importation cost. Now, see where they have run Nigeria. It's intentional. This thing is not maybe they are trying to help. No, there is no spirit of maybe the current government is trying to bring any measure to alleviate people suffering. No, it's not of God. The only concern about buying maintaining house with 21 billion and importing and buying new jet for that is only what they are concerned. That is where we find ourselves, but we won't continue like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. We appreciate. 0913-6000-410. Hello, good morning.
Madam Sandra, good morning. This is Solomon calling from Korodu.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, so first and foremost, that program that was shared earlier, the ban on.
Hello? Oh no. All right, please do well to call back, Mr. Solomon. I think yes, we can take a call back from you. Didn't get your thoughts exactly. 0913-6000-410. That's the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling from Sudan. My name is Lawal.
You're welcome.
I want to let Mr. Damlola know the person of Mr. Ben. Please help me for Mr. Ben. For all what you promised during campaign, we never see. Thank you very much.
Okay. I tried as much as possible to just stay away from that one. But why are we looking for Mr. Ben? Mr. Ben is not the president. Mr. Ben is not the one that voted the president into, or is not the sole Nigeria. Is not the only individual that supported the current administration. So let's look broader solutions, shall we? Thank you. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
John from Babylon is there.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yes. So it's obvious that the president is clearly not in charge. I'm sorry to say this. If you are presiding over an affair and the box stops at your table and you give direction and people are not
following that directive, they are not carrying out your orders, what do you do? Whether customs, whether farm, whoever, whatever the person, you have the right to hire and fire. Are you with me, Sandra?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm with you, Mr. John.
Almost about 3 or 4 directives you give it now. You talk about supply of crude to Dangote from the IO, they are not doing it. You talk about the importation of food without with waivers. They are not doing it. They are coming up with all sorts of manners of bottlenecks of a condition, which is not attainable. And you are not doing, and you are silent over it. Make like I has been giving completing statements with those the NNPC there.
Conversation, the guidelines associated with